Hello YouTube family and happy start of the Christmas decorating season. I know that a lot of you guys start decorating on November 1st, and even though my home is not ready yet, I wanted to compile some videos, some Christmas decorating, Christmas homemaking, Christmas home tour, so you can just let this roll in the background as you're decorating your own homes. Just get some Christmas inspiration and just feel like you have some company and you're not doing it all by yourself. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna get started, and by the end of this video, you guys will see our home fully ready for Christmas time. Well, hello and Merry YouTube Christmas. Oh gosh, oh look at that. Sparkles of silver and gold. It really is Christmas time. Okay, everybody, well, it is that time of year. I can't believe it. It just sneaks up on me every single year. I know y'all probably have been expecting like decorate and home tours and whatnot already, but listen, people, it is still November and I feel like Halloween was just here and I'm trying to get into the holiday spirit. So in order to do that, I would love to take y'all with me to the Goodwill bins. People, we have not been here in a minute, okay? I actually just went recently and the girl was like, where have you been? And I'm like, listen, I ain't got all the time and all the money in the world to be here. So we are gonna go ahead and do that. And then afterwards, I'm gonna bring you back here and I'm gonna show you the items that I've found. All right, now let's get to the Goodwill bins. Okay, everybody, I am at the Goodwill outlet and I have not been here in so long. I just had a few minutes and I thought I would just stop in a little bit today, see if I can find anything cute for like Christmas time. So let's go ahead and check out what we got. All right, and we are back. Y'all, it's been so long since I've been here. Goodwill outlet can be such a gamble. Like honestly, you just never know what you're gonna find in here. Sometimes it's awesome, sometimes it's terrible, but today I actually had great luck, so I'm excited to show you guys what I found. I thought these placemats were kind of cute. They've got that green and white gingham that I like so much, but there were a couple stains on it, and honestly, I mostly liked one side and not the other. Also, there was only 4, so I did leave these behind. I thought that these prints on these little boards were kind of cool too, but honestly, we have no need for them. And listen, if you're ever looking for a crusty old bucket, the Goodwill bins is the place to find it. They had a few baskets here that I was interested in, as well as this cute little bear, but I don't know, sometimes if bears aren't soft enough, I just don't bring them home because if they're not nice and soft, then our girls don't typically play with them. I'll get into bears a little bit later, but that's part of why I left this one behind. I did think that this deer was pretty cool, but then I realized that it was guns underneath it and it was missing the antlers, so there was no use in picking it up. I thought this little bunny was cute too, but it was a little bit stained up, and honestly, if things aren't in like perfect condition at the bins, I usually leave them behind. This one was a Boyd's bear though. The bins actually had some awesome books this day. I'm telling you, if you are ever looking for vintage or antique books, this is the place to go. Our Goodwill bins has these for 3 for $1. I think that currently our bins is at like $1.48 a pound. It keeps going up and up. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so I did run to grab these and then I set them in one of the bins to get a better look at them, but I thought that these were so cute. I thought that this shelf was really neat. It looked like it was almost hand carved on the side. I don't know if it was, but it was great and it was sturdy and in good condition, but it was heavy, and y'all know how it is at the Goodwill bins. If it's heavy, it's gonna be expensive. I really did like this country living book. I flipped through all the pages, but I tried to just show you guys some of my favorites, but oh my gosh, there were so many beautiful pictures for inspiration here. But honestly, with Pinterest these days, it's hard to just not do that instead, you know? Okay, so that actually turned out really well. I had kind of low expectations for the bins, especially like around Christmas time. I was thinking that all of the stores were probably gonna have tons of Christmas decorations and nothing would be at the bins, but I was actually really surprised. So let me go ahead and get these all home. I probably won't have time to record today, but maybe tomorrow I can get these all out and I can show y'all what I got for Christmas this year. All right, everybody, let's jump into it. First of all, y'all can see that I'm wearing this amazing Boys Bears sweatshirt. Look at this. Is that not like cute? Okay, you guys, I have to admit, this is like, it's kind of my style, not really my style. There is a part of me that kind of loves that like vintage 80s, 90s, like what our moms wore when we were kids kind of thing. Oh my gosh, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm like that dedicated. Shirt. First of all, it's kind of falling apart. Like you can see like the applique, or if that's what you call it, is coming off. Like all the sparkles are barely hanging on. I tried putting it over my head and I realized there's like a giant, I don't even know what is happening here. Something's happening on the neckline. Something's happening on the sleeves. Like this thing is not in good condition. Probably why it was at the Goodwill bins and not at the Goodwill, because how could they not put this in the Goodwill? Somebody would clearly pick that up so quickly. Anyway, I just thought that I had to wear it for this video. Maybe I'll wear it to like an ugly Christmas sweater party or something like that. Maybe this will just go right back to the Goodwill. I don't know, but I had to wear it for you. You guys, this is the aesthetic that I'm going for, okay? I'm not going for a shirt with bears like this on it. Like I want to be these bears. Like I want to have this sweater. I want to wear this dress. Where do I find these things? That's the real question. Anyway, I thought that y'all would just enjoy the Boyd's Bears. I wish I collected them. I don't, but I probably should collect them. No, I don't need to collect anything else more in my life. But I've always loved Boyd's Bears and I've been so tempted to pick them up a few times in the store, but realistically, I don't know if our kids would really like play with them, and I don't like having a whole lot of things in our house, especially kids items that are just for display, you know what I mean? So anyway, I've always kind of like passed on the Boyd's Bears, but maybe I shouldn't. Next, I did find, oh gosh, it's got a big dent in it. Oh gosh. I found this cute little Norman Rockwell tin. So I know a lot of you guys collect this type of stuff. I'm not always a huge tin fan, but I love Norman Rockwell. We've got like multiple books of all of his Christmas illustrations and whatnot. And so I figured I would pick this one up. It's got 3 different designs on it. So it has the Saturday Evening Post. I also have like a big collection of Saturday Evening Posts. Maybe I can show you guys sometime. But I just thought it was so cute with the little pictures of Santa on it. Look at that. This is probably my favorite one. Him like sleeping with the elves playing all over him. You know what? I was so distracted by everything that I didn't even think to look for if this had a lid, but I think in my brain I was just thinking like, oh, wouldn't this be so cute to like set a little Christmas tree in or something? So I think that that is the goal for my Christmas decoration this year, is to put a tree in it, you know? So speaking of putting a tree in it, this is not necessarily a Christmas item, but I also found this old bucket. And you guys, I don't know what is wrong with me. I think that sometimes people see things like this in the store and they're like, why would you ever pick that up? That is so busted, rusted, crusted. And you're right, it is. The first thing I liked about this is that it has holes in the bottom. And that may not sound good to you guys, but I love that that makes this available to be used as like a plant pot, you know, so that if I have something that is in here that has some drainage holes, so I can set it out on my front porch or something with, I don't know, some kind of plant in it. In order to get that like very like lived in look, sometimes you gotta have some busted, rusted, crusted stuff, okay? That is what I'm hoping to do with this. Maybe put it out on the front porch, maybe put some greenery in it. Listen, I don't really know yet, okay? It's been a minute since my Christmas decorations have been out. I don't really remember what goes where. We're gonna just be figuring it all out together again this year. So hopefully I can find a little tree or something that I can place in this guy. Next, I found this big spool of this stuff. I don't know what you wanna call this, like ribbon. It's like, I don't even know if it's burlap. Can y'all tell? Is that burlap? Anyway, but I found this whole thing there, and I just love using this like really natural looking stuff for wrapping presents and whatnot. We always need ribbon and whatnot. It's not like the cutest thing in the world, but again, in order to have that like well-loved lived-in look, you have to have a lot of like neutrals, natural colors, kind of like earthy stuff. The key is to not have everything screaming all the time. So this is perfect for that because this doesn't scream anything. Okay, so disclaimer, I actually didn't pick this up this time around at the Goodwill bins, but I did pick it up at the Goodwill bins earlier this year, and you guys in the comments were like all about it. It's hard to get it to focus, but it's actually a Christmas vacation themed wrapping paper. You guys can see like the house with all the lights on it. We love National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's literally one of my all-time favorite movies. I don't know if it like perfectly goes with our aesthetic, but I know that if I wrapped my dad's present in this or like my sister's present, they would just love it so much. I couldn't leave it behind. It's completely unopened, and I don't know how much wrapping paper costs. Maybe it costs more than it would to just buy it at the store, but I figured it's a pretty good deal. Okay, and next, I don't know if I actually got footage of these because I actually grabbed them off of one of the bins that they were rolling out to go into the landfill. There was a kind man that like helped me snag these because I was like running after it. But I did find these two little pillows. We've got 1, 2. They're this sweet little green gingham, and I thought that they were so cute. So I'm not 100% sure where I'm gonna put these. My guess is that I'm gonna put them on our front porch. I can't tell if they're supposed to be pillows or if they're supposed to be like seat covers. So my first initial idea was to put these on our 2 rocking chairs out in the front, but if the seats wind up being like way too small, then I'll probably just put them on either side of our little bench that's out there. So I thought that this was a great little steal, not too bad. I'm glad that I ran after those bins. Okay, and also while I was there, I did wind up picking up this little basket. I got it all washed up. I also washed this shirt, just for your knowledge. I didn't just put it on, but I got it all washed up and looking nice and clean, and I'll probably wind up using this somewhere in our Christmas decor. I just thought it was like classic and sweet, and we can always use this kind of stuff, whether it's for Christmas decorations or just holding the girls' books. Ruby doesn't currently have any books in her room, and so I did kind of want to get something that we could keep those in. But also while I was at the bins, I did find these antique books. So the first one that I found is the Random House Dictionary of the English Language, which clearly you guys can read that so easily. Anyway, I just thought it was cool. It's nice and thick. Thick books like this are really great for stacking or just kind of creating vignettes, which is something that I'm learning about and trying to be better at. Okay, so this one isn't quite an antique though. This one is from 1950. The other 3 are definitely antiques. I told you that I pick up a lot of like red books during Christmas time, and I've gotten a lot of vintage ones, and so I don't need like a million vintage and antique books, and so I'm gonna start kind of phasing out some of my more vintage ones and trying to keep it to solely antique ones. But man, even look at the pages and the binding and everything. This thing is beat. This is Eben Holden, A Tale of the North Country. This thing is falling apart, look at that. All right, and this is copyright 1900 for this book. So 123 years old. This is called The Steele Series of the Natural Sciences. 14 Weeks in Psychosis. What is this? Maybe I shouldn't have picked this up. I'm a little bit nervous now. But then it says physics. 14 weeks in physics, not psychosis. I don't know. I've got psychosis. I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh wow, but this one is copyright 1878. So this one's really old. Okay, and the last one that I got is the UP Trail by Zane Grey. And let me check on the date on this one. I love what these look like when you open them up. They're all so beautiful. Okay, and this one is copyright 1918. Anyway, I thought that this one was special just because the UP Trail started here in Omaha. There's all kinds of Union Pacific stuff around here. There's even that show called Hell on Wheels that is a story about the UP and how it started in Omaha and Council Bluffs. Anyway, so I thought that that was really good just for our regional history. All right, and these last few things I didn't find this time at the Goodwill bins, but I did find them in other times at the Goodwill bins. First is just this cute little wreath. I thought that this was really precious, and I've kind of made a mental decision to stop trying to buy greenery at the Goodwill or Goodwill bins and maybe just like decide to invest in some nicer pieces, maybe just like one a year or so. But every once in a while you will find something that is good quality and pretty realistic looking. And so I thought that this was cute with the little pine cones on it. Okay, and last I did find these two little cute Christmas ornaments. I found these at the bottom of the bins. This one is so cute. It's just got these little stitchings that say Merry Christmas. It's supposed to be like a little present. I love anything that you can't tell what time period it's from. You know, like this was probably made, I don't know, in the 80s or 90s, but I love that it looks like so timeless. There was also this one next to it that again has this like beautiful little cross stitch to it, just a sweet little Christmas tree. And so I'm excited to put these on our tree this year. I'm planning on doing a Christmas tree decorate with me video in just a couple weeks, so I hope you guys look out for that. I'm trying to get you guys this Christmas content as soon as possible, but I first have to like get myself into the mindset because I'm just like not there yet. Honestly, this video is what's gonna launch me into Christmas, if I'm being honest with you. But I have to admit that I still have like one, if not two more Christmas thrift hauls. You guys, I had such an awesome year finding amazing pieces at ridiculous prices. The best part about it is that so much of it is like vintage and antique and made out of natural materials, and I cannot wait to get all of this up for you guys. So if you guys are actually looking for like some Christmas inspiration, decorate, like home tour stuff, I actually have an entire Christmas playlist from all of my stuff last year. After lots of mishaps, I was so proud of our Christmas home tour last year. So you guys are welcome to watch that just while you're decorating your own homes, or if you're looking to just get into that Christmas spirit. So I'll link that here at the end of the video. But everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I love a thrift haul. I wish I didn't love these so much. I've got to keep my dollars in my pocket and keep my house from exploding, but these are so fun for me. So I look forward to doing even more of these. Keep your eyes out because there is more of this content coming, okay? I just decided, you know what, we're gonna get started. We're gonna clean up a little bit around here. And then when we have completed that, then I will pull all this stuff out and we can get our Christmas tree set up. And you know what? I think that that's all that I'm going to do for Christmas this week. I'm not gonna put the pressure of like doing an entire Christmas decorate with me video. We've had too much going on, and I told y'all that I live in the real world, in real life, where we just do things as we can. My girls are walking home from school now, and hopefully they should be coming through the door here pretty soon. I will recruit their help because they made part of this mess. And then they can help me decorate the tree too, because that's like one of our favorite things to do together. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey kid. Hey babe.
Make it so they can like see my head.
Like that?
Yeah.
Good job, baby.
Oh, Mommy.
Yeah?
Video whenever we're putting up the Christmas tree.
Okay, I will.
For some reason, I have just been feeling exhausted lately, but don't you know it that the work of a mom is just never done. No matter how much we try to keep this house clean, the next day it's always dirty, but I have to remember that this is a job of perseverance, and it's my job to find every reason to take joy in what I do. Hebrews 12:1-2 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. For the joy set before him, he endured for the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God." Sometimes I just have to remember that, like, the Lord persevered in times where it was not easy for him. But I will say that working alongside my daughters also makes such a difference. They are such a joy in my life.
Hey, baby. Are you cleaning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the whole life is doing is sitting and watching us and stealing us, our kids.
Okay, so now that I have this place all cleaned up and looking good, I'm gonna go ahead and start bringing up our Christmas decorations and we'll set them here. I'm gonna get the tree set up tonight, but it's getting a little bit dark already. You guys know how early it's getting dark these days. And so I think that we're just gonna get the tree up, make it nice and sparkly, and then we'll put the decorations on tomorrow. Like I said, we're trying to be gentle to ourselves here. We're not trying to like do everything all in one night. We're trying to live our lives, right, Ivy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bossy.
trying to live our lives.
Mom, no. Oh.
What, are you gonna pick up this Christmas tree by yourself? Let's get this sucker upstairs. You wanna come down and help me?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get you taking those upstairs.
Man, this is heavy.
You hear Ivy, she's saying, Christmas, Christmas. Perfect.
Merry Christmas! Anybody want popcorn? It's free popcorn. Let's go popcorn.
All right, girls. Out of the way, out of the way.
Out of the way, Abby! Ow, ow!
Careful, don't lean on the chair.
All right, we're going to get started with this humongous Christmas tree.
Woohoo! Ah! It fell on me. Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, now for the cord.
There it is.
Merry Christmas! I want to stick it on.
Okay. You got it, Rue.
Yeah.
Got it? Is it in?
Yeah.
Woohoo! You did it. 1, 2, 3. Woo! There it is. Okay, you want to try to do the top? I don't know if you're tall enough. Here. Let's get on this one. You think you can do it?
I don't know.
There you go. Nice. You got it. You did it. Good job.
Yeah, go, Daddy.
There we go. Okay, so before we put the star on top of the tree, I wanted to show you all this. I got this from it was actually from an antique store. It's not an antique. It's just from like Target. And I got it for $4. So you can see that it's not like real brass or anything, but the thing that I did like about it is that it has a plug-in to light it up. And the one that we've always had, I love so much, but you cannot light it up. And so we're gonna go ahead and try this one. Okay, you
Start
ready?
time. Ready? Yeah.
All right, let's see if it'll do it. There you go.
Yay!
You like that?
It's spinning all done. Yay!
Okay, I forgot to show you guys one more thing. Okay, so I know that I found this picture right here. Gosh, I don't even know. It was probably like a year and a half ago, and I took y'all with me. I found it at an estate sale, and I thought it was really cool. Well, the longer that I sit with it, the more like kind of 70s it feels. And I've told you guys that I'm down with some mid-century, but I am trying to take this house to a little bit earlier, like more like early American. So I was traveling through one of these small towns in Nebraska recently, and I stopped into this like really kind of like crazy abandoned antique shop. Like literally it was abandoned. There was a guy working on it, and he said that nobody's even been in there in very long. And there I found this antique painting. And so it's actually two women at the tomb. So I don't know if this is supposed to be like a biblical scene or if it's just two women at a tomb. But anyway, I know that this is a little bit more Easter, not so much Christmas, but I think that I am going to switch out this painting with this one. I feel like the size of this one feels a little bit more appropriate with the wall, and the time period of this one feels a little bit more appropriate with the time period of our house. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that as well.
Each year we get to go to a certain store and pick out a ornament. The ones that we picked out this year, it's a puppy, a golden retriever. I got a little tiny fox, and Ruby got a husky.
I thought I might show you guys these pretty beads that I got from Walmart. I loved these, and I think that they weren't too expensive either. I believe that I had to get either 4 or 5 strands of these to cover our whole tree. And I still think that they look good. Last year I used them with these red beaded garlands, but this year I am really trying to pull back on red. I actually watched the footage of my tree in my home from last year, and I feel like red threw up all over my home. And you guys know me, I'm not a red fan. And so this year I just wasn't feeling it. So I decided to go against it. Same with the poinsettias that we had all over our tree. I've always loved these, but I think I'm just gonna not go with them this year. Okay, so in past years, we have used these like larger size bulbs. I've had these for like probably 13 years now. They're a little bit scuffed up and whatnot, but they kind of filled out the tree. But I noticed last year that our tree was feeling like very, very full. And so this year I'm deciding to not use these. I think I'm also not going to use our red beads, just because I am trying to pull back the red. I like red, but only in like small amounts, and it is easy for it to take over. So I think I'm gonna change that from last year and see how it looks. I feel like it might look a little bit more vintage or antique without these giant ones for sure. You gonna miss them? I also had these little sparkly plastic bulbs from Target last year to kind of fill out. But since I bought these, oh, I guess Rosie made a little table out of them. These new glass bulbs, I got these from Goodwill for $1.99. I'm gonna try to see if I can outfit the whole tree with just these pearlescent glass bulbs instead.
Can we do these?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so last year I wound up taking an old linen shirt that I had that was a little bit ill-fitting, and I cut it into a bunch. Actually, I didn't cut it, I ripped it into a bunch of these little, I would say they're about 1-inch strips. I have some 2-inch ones, but they just still looked a little bit too bulky. And so what I like to do is just take these and then just do one tie around them and do this all over the tree. I feel like this gives it like a really like pretty vintage look. I also like to do it on the branches that hang out a little bit further. I really like this tree because it does have kind of like the spindly ones that go off. Okay, next we're gonna be putting on the dried oranges. I know that these always look best when they're new, but you know, you can also use them from last year and they still look okay. Okay, and these are some of my favorites. They're sweet little glass walnuts and pine cones that are both silver and gold. These were another thrift find that I was so excited about.
So, you know, I'm Kristen's daughter, and then I got my ears pierced with my cousins. I was thinking that me and Mom could actually make some gingerbread men. And we could like put frosting on them.
Okay, we'll put on these cinnamon applesauce ornaments that I made a few years ago, and then we'll go into all of the fun ornaments, which is just what I've like collected over our years together.
Hello.
All right, guys, I think we did it. We did it. We did it!
Yay, 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 yay.
What do you think, Rose?
Mom, I love it.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining me today as we decorated our Christmas tree. Like usual, it took an eternity, but we had so much fun doing it. This is like one of our favorite things to do together as a family every year. The girls had so much fun, and I really appreciate their help because this takes so long. This is step one in getting our whole house decorated, so pray for me, y'all. We'll get this ready for you, and then I will prepare a full Christmas house tour for y'all. Well, hello, everybody. Okay, so trying to film and get this hat in the frame may be a little bit of a challenge, but you know what? I think we're up to it. Y'all, today is the moment that you've been waiting for. It is my massive Christmas thrift haul. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm really excited. I've been collecting items over this past year, and they've all been in this giant Santa sack that I had downstairs, and I've hauled them all up here, and I cannot wait to show these to you. So I do need to make a little disclaimer. I had a planning error and I'm actually recording this video before I start into all of my Christmas decorating and everything. So you may have seen a few of these items in my decorate video. You'll definitely see them in my Christmas home tour coming up. But in case you missed them, I wanted to go over the incredible thrift finds that I found this year, starting with this hat. Okay, usually I take you guys into the thrift store and show you kind of like how I found these things in the wild, but that's not gonna happen, okay? So I've been collecting these things over the past year. Mama ain't got the time to go through the footage, you know what I mean? So we're just gonna eliminate that stressful part. This is gonna be a longer video anyway because there is so much to unpack and show y'all. So let's just go ahead and get this thing rolling, and yeah, I can show you what I got. So again, this little hat, I'm so excited. I found it for $1.99 at the thrift store, and I just love like a vintage Fair Isle hat. What is not to like? It's got these two little reindeer, little snowflake. I was a little bit surprised that I picked it up because I usually stick with like the green and red, but I'm actually going to try to like integrate maybe a little bit more blues and stuff into my decor this year. I just thought it was cute. I can't wait to wear it out this season, and I thought y'all should see it. So while we're on the Fair Isle theme, I also found this cute little sweater. Isn't that precious? It was, oh geez, $2.99, as y'all can see, and it's a size 4, which I don't have any 4-year-old kids in my house, but I do have a 2-year-old, and you know, what's not to like about an oversized sweater, right? So, you know, I may force her into this year. So it is LL Bean. As you guys can see, it has this cute little brass zipper on the front, and it is just everything I love, people. I love Fair Isle so much this time of year. So can't wait to put that kid in this sweatshirt. Next, you guys have probably seen these on the tree already, but this year I found 3 of these little boxes of these glass Christmas ornaments. At least I'm almost positive that they're glass. During the Dark Ages, German natives in northern Bohemia developed a form of glass blowing unique in the 4,000-year history of this art. So we're gonna assume that they're glass. I know with 3 small kids that this is a dangerous thing to attempt, but you know what, darn it, we're gonna attempt them. So I got 3 of these, like I said, and they were $1.99 each. Oh, as I dropped. Okay, so while I'm dropping glass, let me show you some other glass things that I have. So these I haven't even unwrapped since I bought them, but I found these beautiful glasses. These are kind of on that Fair Isle theme as well. I actually already have, I think, 6 of these glasses, but it's just these sweet little seasons greetings ones. So the ones that I have currently are more of like a short, fat version, and I usually just pair them with our amber glass that we have up there now, but I'm excited because this year I can pull down all of the amber glass, and then I can put up the like little smaller ones, and then I can have these for if we want a little bit more. I wish I could like show you without all of the craziness. Anyway, I'm looking at these now. They definitely need to be cleaned, but I believe that I found this set of, I think it's an odd number. I think I was hoping for 8, but I think it's actually 7. And I think I got it for $15, which, you know, isn't like extremely cheap. But when you think about it, I feel like $2 a glass for these vintage glasses is really like, that's not bad at all. So I was so excited. I've been looking for these for years to kind of fill out our collection, and I was so excited to find them. So all right, next. Josh is like, why do you buy this stuff? And the answer is, I don't know. I just don't know. But I found this cute little sled thing. We have some like real size. I think we've got 2 of these that we use, one out on our front porch and we use one inside for decorating. I just think that they're so cute. And like for a vignette or something, I love using these for like stacking. Is that too much? I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually have a radio flyer one. Maybe I don't need 2. I don't know what. I just saw this. I thought it was so cute. What is it? $3.99. And I mean, it was too cute to pass up. And look, it's got a little thing. Could I hang it from something? Could I hang it from a door? No, that'd be too much. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm sure y'all have probably seen what I've done with it in my decorate video, and I'll just link that here so that if you guys want to go back and see what I'm doing with all this stuff, you can see. Okay, next, I did get this at a thrift store, but I think I thought it was a good deal. I don't know if it's necessarily a good deal, but it was this cute little berry wreath. Okay, so this was at like a higher end thrift store in Omaha, and this was sold for $14.99, right? Which, now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably like what the Hobby Lobby price for something like this would be. It does have like an original price on it that says $48. $48? Like, nobody bought this for $48, people. They're trying to fool us. Don't let anybody fool you. Anyway, so I think maybe I was fooled. And I was like, man, it was $48 and now it's $15 at the thrift store. How could I ever pass it up? And so I didn't. So I went ahead and grabbed this, but I thought that it was pretty realistic looking. I love the little red berries. You guys, I have the hardest time pulling back on the red at Christmas time. I really feel like our home looks best with just like hints of red and not just like tons of red overload. And not just like, not just tons of red overload. And so I just felt like this really went with the look and feel that I'm hoping to do for our home. Okay, so the next few pieces that I found were all at a little kind of consignment shop in Springfield, Missouri. It was such a cute little shop and everything was marked at half off. I bought it, this is definitely like last winter, if not spring, but it is a little, I guess I could just show you like this. It's a little nativity scene here. And I've told you guys about how I am looking for nativity scenes that are all white or like just white and gold. And listen, I'm not saying that this is like my dream nativity scene, but I'm just saying that all the other ones that we've found, I've brought home and been so excited about them, and then like realized that they're missing baby Jesus or something. And so I truthfully have not figured out if this is missing baby Jesus or not, but I thought that they were pretty cute, super classic, love the white. You know, I think I would prefer like a larger set, but I do like these are small enough that if I were to set them up like in front of our television, that they would not be blocking anything. I don't know, sometimes I have a toxic trait of collecting a bunch of small things when sometimes my life would just look better if I had like a few larger scale items. I don't know. These are things I'm working through as we speak. Okay, so I could show you all of these, but I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. These were listed at $3 a piece, and like I said, everything was 50% off. So if that kind of gives you an idea of the nativity scene, I think the nativity scene might have been $5, but that meant that I got it for $2.50. So these I got for $1.50, and they all look like so. Let me look. I think that these are meant to like hang from like a doorknob or something, but listen, I have other plans for these bad boys. So I do love that these are real brass bells. They're definitely more like mid-century 70s maybe kind of look or whatever, but you can see them here. So I am not a huge fan of the cord. I like struggle with this kind of stuff, right? This is not what I want, but I love having actual brass bells on your Christmas tree. So what I'm planning on doing, and don't hate me for doing this, but I'm actually planning on cutting off all of these bells off of all of these cords. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. So I've got 25 brass bells that I got from these. I'm trying to think if maybe I could do something cool with this brass hoop as well. I don't know. I know we already have a bunch of brass pieces on our tree, but I am excited to have more. I also got these, I think that these are bigger ones. I believe that these were also listed at $3, max $4. So that means that I got them for $1.50 or $2. And these, as you can see, are a little bit heftier. They're a little bit less obvious that they're like made in the 70s or something. The weird thing about them though is that because these are like, I mean, look at this. This is like real vintage, but these have never been used. And so there is a lack of patina, which I like a little bit of patina on brass. But you know what? As we love them over time, we'll give them the patina that they need, and we'll just cut off all these gold ropes. I did find this little Santa mug. I currently just have the one, and I can't remember where it's from, but it's like a little white, like all white one, and it's not vintage. This one is not vintage either. It says it's from World Market, but I got this at a garage sale this summer, actually. It was 25 cents, and I just thought it was so precious. I know that it's not actually vintage, but I feel like it has that like cute little vintage look. My goal is to find a stoneware Santa mug. And I know that people are gonna hate me for saying this, but I actually like the ones that have had like all the paint stripped off of them so they're just the white. That's like my all-time favorite. If I could find something like that, I would just die and go to heaven. But until that day comes, I'll just be rolling along with my wannabe little fake Santa mugs. But I liked this one, I liked this size. I don't love my coffee mugs to be like enormous. And so I thought that this one was perfect. All right, and next for our kitchen, I did find this little towel. This was at the same garage sale as that one. But look at that. Is that not the most perfect ticking stripe that you've ever seen? I love that it's with this like pretty tan color. And you can tell that this is like not new. Let's see how much this was. This was just $1. I always leave everything on so I can remember how much they are. So here this is all out. It just does not get better, my friends. Let me see if this has a tag on it and where it's from. It says it's 100% cotton by Park Designs. So I don't know what that is. It does have a little loop on it, which kind of makes me wonder if it actually is vintage or if it's just made to look vintage. But I love these loops, people. Gotta love a loop. Okay, so this is something that I've been looking for a long time. And again, this is yet another story of Kristen buys the small version of what she actually wants because she can't afford it. But you guys have probably seen these little, I think they're German, right? Like little candle nativity scenes or whatever. So this is what it will ultimately look like. And they make these in huge sizes and they are so expensive. It's literally crazy, but I love them. It just reminds me of Christmas Vacation. I think it's Uncle Eddie who like goes over to touch it and like the entire thing falls apart. I guess I'll pull it out. I'm a little bit nervous about this. Here we go. So here's the bottom part. You can see the little, what are they? Wise men and sheep going around. And then in here, okay, I'll show you. Here is Mary and Joseph in there and little baby Jesus. So it did come with a couple candles, but they said that you can buy these like at the dollar store even. So I probably will switch out the red for white if I can. And then the whole like spinny thing is in here, but listen, I'm not gonna get into all this right now. We ain't got the time. Oh, it looks like the other little candles and stuff are in here too. So don't worry, it's not missing any. All right, and next I did find some little sleigh bell, what do you call them? Like stocking holders. I thought that these were really cute. I've always been like a brass and gold person over a silver person, but there is something about this like really heavy duty, like not cheap looking silver. And so I found this stack of these four for $3.99, and I think I'm gonna try them out on the Fireplace this year. So hopefully we can bring in just a little bit more mixed metals, and so it's not just like all brass all the time over here. All right, and speaking of mixed metals, I did find this cool, and I don't know if this is pewter or what this is made out of, but it is this little serving platter tray thing. There's some kind of brown liquid on it. You guys can see here that it has these pretty like pine needles and stuff on the inside. Anyway, I know that I've talked to you guys about hosting and hospitality and how we love to have people into our home. We're going to be having Christmas at our house this year, which we're really excited about. We're going to have the whole family come into town and stay with us. That is one of the biggest blessings of this house. I think I told y'all that when we were shopping for houses, we were just looking for a 3-bedroom just to fit our family. Even though we love hosting people, we had just accepted that there was no way that we were ever going to be able to afford a 4-bedroom house. And then when the Lord brought us this 5-bedroom farmhouse, we literally loaded it up with so many beds, as many as we could find, and we've told our family members, get your tails over here. Everybody's sleeping over, okay? And so I'm really excited to be able to do that this year. Hopefully our pipes don't freeze like last year. Oh, but this was $5.99. I don't know if I said that. Okay, speaking of brass, I did find this little horn. It's not a trumpet, right? No, it is a trumpet. It's a shofar. I collected a couple of these last year, and they always come with these ropes. And y'all, I'm struggling with the ropes. I don't know what it is. The other ones that I had from last year, I cut the ropes off, but it's also hard to display them without the ropes. This also always happens whenever you try to put them up. Like there's no graceful way of displaying these things. So I found this for $3.99. Part of me is like, can I just like shove it in the tree? Is that a thing that I can do? I don't know. Let me know what you guys do with these. I know that some people have said like put them in wreaths or something. Like, could I somehow pair it with this? But then how do I get it to stay is the real question. I don't know. That's not bad, right? That's kind of cute. Maybe I could do that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing over here. So many people are professionals at this and I'm just winging it. Maybe we'll do this. I'm getting excited for the last thing that I found. Okay, next, pillows, right? So I was at the Goodwill recently and I found these massive ticking stripe pillows. So I don't know if I'm gonna put these on one of our couches. It is a little bit awkward because we've got 2 couches. So sometimes it's weird to like mix pillows and stuff because it's like if it's on one, should it be on the other? Or should it be all different or should they be all the same? I don't even know. Anyway, but I found these for $1.99 and I've told you guys how much I love ticking stripe, how it's so sweet for an old farmhouse like this. And I just thought that these were cute. So I figured maybe I could either put them on the couches or maybe I could just put them like on our beds, like in between all of our pillows or like, you know, just like in front of all of our like regular pillows or something. Josh just loves that when I overload the bed with pillows. We already sleep with so many. Sometimes adding more is like, come on, dude. Oh, but I don't know if these will go with our new sheets that we got. I don't know. We'll figure this out. Oh, and did I say that these were $1.99 and I found 2 of them, so not bad. Next, I did find this cute little quilted pillow. You can tell it's definitely handmade. There's just a little pillow inside. It's a little bit, the cover's a little bit big for the pillow inside, but I just thought that this was so sweet. Obviously, it was made with love. You can see like the very primitive stitching job that they did, but I love a star quilt. Like what's not to love about this? So I cannot wait to use this in my decorating as well. All right, and lastly, I was so excited about this. So this piece I found recently. I saw it and I thought it was so cool. So it is this giant train. It was $9.99, so not like particularly cheap. So I'll show it to you guys at some point. I'll put together. There, kind of like this. I guess I could just hook it all in right there. Okay, so train, right? I found this and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I love that it's all wood, but wow, it's big, you know? And so I was thinking, man, do I really want to store it? So I was thinking if I put it down by the Christmas tree, whatever I put in it to display is immediately going to be pulled out and there are going to be Beanie Babies shoved into this thing by some child. In particular, Ivy. She loves all things that like roll. She's like has these little wooden trains here that I got from a garage sale that she plays with all the time. She's obsessed with trains and she's obsessed with Beanie Babies. So I had the idea that on Christmas morning, I'm gonna bring on in this train. I'm gonna fill it with Beanie Babies. And that's gonna be Ivy's like big Christmas gift. So I just thought that it was so sweet. You see how you can like even fit things inside, on top, all of it. So at first I was like, oh, that's a little bit much, but now I'm like, you know what? No, it's just enough. All right, everybody. Well, that does it for today's huge Christmas thrift haul. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry that I didn't get this out before I did my decorating videos, but you know, sometimes that's just the way things work. All right, well, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please let me know what your favorite item was that I pulled out today. If any of these reminded you of anything that you guys had growing up as well, I love to hear those stories from you guys. And if you're interested, you could consider subscribing. I would love that, and it helps out my channel so much. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We finally got our cute little tree up, and I am so excited to get the rest of our house like Christmasified. So today I'm gonna take you around with me a little bit. I have started pulling out some bins. I've got a little bit of homemaking to take care of. The house is like not starting off in perfect condition, but you know, when is it starting off in perfect condition? I'm starting to think of some of the big major things I want to get done before we do our Christmas decorations. One of the things is that I actually got new curtains for this room, so I will be putting these up here in just a little bit. Ivy actually started sleeping in the guest bed in her bedroom right now, and from where she sits, she can see right into the TV in like the back porch area, and sometimes Josh is back there watching like John Wick, you know? I don't need her to see people like roundhouse kicking each other and a TV flashing into her room at night. And so I knew that I was going to need to buy some new curtains for her room. And so because I've never been like 100% like sure about these, I actually bought some that I think are going to look way better in here, and I'm going to move these eventually into her room. I'm not even gonna worry about that today. I just wanna get the new ones up. And then I also got some new bedding from Brooklinen that I'm gonna put onto our bed here. Josh like stripped everything this morning for me like an angel. I like to start with like kind of like the big statement things, you know, like main pieces before I head in with all of our little things. I tried taking the time to take off all of this vinyl, and it's taken me a while, so I'm gonna recruit the girls to help me with that in a little bit later. But yeah, if y'all want to just join me today, I'm gonna be doing some Christmassy stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to film it all. It really is such a huge undertaking. Maybe I'll just stick to like the living room and bedroom and that stuff today, and maybe I can make a separate video for more of like our kitchen and everything, just because to get it all done in one video is just like bonkers. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna pull out this new bedding from Brooklinen. I've been so excited to put it on, but I've been waiting to show y'all on camera first. So let's go ahead and get started here. Okay, so my inspiration for this bedding is actually this wedding ring quilt that I thrifted from the Goodwill outlet earlier this year. You guys know that I kind of went back and forth on it because I was like, well, you know, I'm not gonna use this for our own bed. I like our own bedding a little bit better, but then I thought about it and I was like, oh my gosh, this would be perfect for like Christmas time. And I love this color of the rings. Y'all know how I feel about red. I am willing to integrate it into my Christmas decorations, but it's not my favorite. And so I hopped on over to Brooklinen to see if I could find some bedding that kind of went along with that. And y'all, I found some bedding that I've been looking for the longest time. So let me go ahead and show you what's in here. I think that this is gonna be such an awesome color and pattern combination. Don't y'all think that that's gonna be so cute together? Okay, I cannot wait to get this on. Okay, now let's open up these curtains. They might be a little bit wrinkly, but I feel like from what I could see online, they look like, oh yes, they are just gonna fit this space, I feel like, so much better than what we have right now. Look at those. Is that not so cute? Oh, I'm so excited to get these up. I think this is gonna look so pretty in this room. Ugh. Thank you. Y'all will see here that I had a time putting up these curtains. Oh my goodness, trying to do this all by myself is just, I don't know. Sometimes I just take on too much and I don't know why, but That's what I did here. I didn't show you guys, but I actually made like 8,000 mistakes while I was doing this. I tried to cut it out and make it nice and cute for you. But I did love how these curtains look, that kind of like brownish grayish color with the plaid. I felt like just went so well with our decor style. Okay. So I'm feeling a little bit like an idiot right now because these clearly are not long enough. I must have gotten 108 inches for the other ones and not 95. And now I'm kicking myself because they look so good and I'm gonna have to return them. This looks so silly. And now I did all this work just for nothing. Dang it. Okay, so I actually take back what I said before. I did not get these on Amazon. I forgot I got them on Wayfair, but when I just looked them up on Amazon, they do come with like these like an extended version, like with like little hoopy things that come down, but they're out of stock right now. So I think I'm actually just gonna put these on and sit with them for a couple weeks. I mean, most of this is covered up by our side table anyway, so I think I'm just gonna keep moving forward and I'm just gonna put them up and I'm gonna see how noticeable it is that they are just a little bit short. Okay, so round two. And you guys, I know that a lot of you were a fan of these gold velvet curtains. I bought them just kind of like on a whim. A lot of decisions that I made when we bought our house, I just made without actually seeing them in our house. And I just have never felt fully confident in these. And I feel so much better with these plaid ones. But of course here you can see that I grabbed the rail along with it and had to go over and fix it later. You guys, I do everything so imperfectly. Okay, and here we go. Not excellent, but not bad. I feel like these end tables cover it up pretty well. And so, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and stick with these for now. And I don't know if I change my mind. And yeah, we're gonna just work with them. Right, buddy? Okay, now I'm heading up to Rosie's room where we keep all of the Christmas quilts. So I've got quite a collection, so we've got to keep them up here. Y'all, I am telling you, this little throw blanket, this gingham throw blanket that I found from the Goodwill is one of my favorite finds this year. This was $1.99, and I will say it kind of smells like an old lady's house, but not necessarily in a bad way. I did wash it, but it kind of has one of those like burned in smells, if you know what I mean. But I also brought in another quilt. I had this on this same couch last year. It's not my favorite Christmas quilt, but I do like the colors of this one a little bit better than the other one. So last year I got these green plaid and then red velvet pillow covers that I had on our couch, kind of like so. And I like loved it last year, but for some reason this year, I am really feeling like I just want to scale things back. I don't know, sometimes it just seems like really harsh to have like these really dark colors on our light couches. And so this year I think that I'm just gonna do these little guys next to our pillows that we already have. And I know that this is maybe a little bit more boring than last year, but I feel like with this new little throw blanket, it kind of ties in the red. But you guys, I really am scaling back this year. I think I'm just gonna try to be a little bit more simple. There's like a part of me that just literally wants to throw all of my Christmas decorations away and just make everything super simple this year. You know what? I may actually just take these green pillow covers and put them on the pillows that are on our front porch, like the ones on our seats, and then I can also put them on the pillows that are on our bench, and then they would all match out there. I think I'm gonna do that instead. Switching it all up this year. All right, and bringing in this cute little Santa cross stitch that I got from the Goodwill outlet last year, and also this little postcard pillow that I'm not sure if it's like 100% my style anymore, but I do have it left over from last year, and I felt like the chair needed a little something. So now I'm gonna start rolling up all of our blankets and my favorite Christmas quilts and putting them in this pretty basket that I got from Junk Stock this past spring, including this new one that I actually haven't shown you guys. Maybe I'll have to tell you a little bit more about that another time. And then I did decide to go back with this winter painting that I had up last year. And I know that I got the mirror that has been up all fall. And I think I actually decided that the mirror is a little bit more, again, mid-century than my style. And so I think I'm going to move that up to the girls' bathroom, which has kind of like a little bit more of like a cottagecore feel, but I felt like the gold ornate was really cute up there. So I'll have to show you guys how I styled that at some point. Here is this new nativity that I got. I will tell you guys a little bit more about this nativity next week. When I go into my favorite thrifted finds from this year, I'll also tell you guys a little bit about this new sled that I have. And I just placed a little candle on top. I don't know about you guys, but Fraser Fir is my favorite scent of Christmas time. And I have multiple candles throughout the house that are this scent. This one actually though is a cranberry candle, and it sounds silly, but I only burn it about once each year because I like the actual candle itself so much and I don't want to use it up. Now it's time to decorate the mantle, which is always like the most stressful thing for me because I always overdo it. This year I'm really trying to pull things back. If I could actually redo this, I probably would take off all of the lights and everything too. I don't know what's going on with me, but last year I had everything twinkling and beautiful and everything was on timers and our whole house was sparkling and our girls love it. But something about me this year, I just don't necessarily want all the glimmer and glam. I just want things to be pulled back. So next year, I'm not even sure if I will use this garland just because there are a lot of pieces missing. I think I told you guys last year that I got this from the thrift store for like $5. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and use it this year, and I already lit it, so there's no going back now. So the biggest challenge that I have for this is just to keep it simple. Last year I cluttered this up so much, and this year I just want to bring it to a few things. I don't know if you guys saw, but I have some antique brass bells on there that I have hanging. On the other side I've got our stockings, and then up here I have some like little German Christmas toy things. This thing is missing some candles. I went to go get some and they were out at the dollar store. But yeah, I just wanted to keep it as simple and classic as possible. Okay, so something that I forgot to mention that I'm doing this year is I'm going to add in a little bit of this soft blue and kind of like an orangish goldish color into our Christmas decor. Last year I looked back at the footage and it was just so much green and red, which is awesome, it's Christmas, but I felt like we needed a little bit more of like transitional colors in our home. And so this year I think I'm gonna actually go with some blue on these candle sconces. I think I'm just gonna tie a little bow around them just to kind of like tie in some of the blue over here in this painting, or you know, some of the blue in this lamp. I don't know, just give it a little bit more transitional feel so that it's not just so stark white, red, and green all over the place. And as I finish up tying up these little bows, I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about the blue, if I'm gonna keep it or maybe I'm gonna change it to that pretty kind of like dark gold color. But I'm gonna be bringing in some finishing touches here in the living room, such as this sweet little votive. I got this like maybe 15, 20 years ago at a craft fair in Sioux Falls. And then I'll be bringing in this cute little Christmas tree, and I had some leftover fabric to wrap around the bottom that I thought would look cute as just kind of like a little makeshift tree skirt. And then I'm gonna be taking out these cosmos and replacing them with some little greenery. I did wind up changing this a little bit after I recorded this, but I just wanted to get a little bit of holiday feel to our dresser in our bedroom. Okay, y'all, so I am actually like kind of rearranging as I go. Some of my things have even changed since the beginning of this video, but it's funny because I actually watched my Christmas home tour from last year. And if you guys haven't seen it, I'll link it up here.
I was like looking through, and honestly, for what I want to do, I think I'm going to be changing like 70% of the decor from last year, and it's going to be completely different this year. The funny thing about this is that I was not planning on reinventing the wheel today. I was honestly like totally fine with just putting up the decorations I had last year, but I don't think I realized how much our house has changed. It's going to be totally different this year, and so I encourage y'all to just keep watching. But I do think that I'm only going to be able to get like our bedrooms and the living room done today. I've been like super low energy lately, like really not feeling well, and I think this is all I'm gonna be able to get done for this video. So I'm gonna make another one for next week where I'm gonna do like the kitchen and the dining room and probably like the back porch and all the other areas. So keep your eye out for that as well. Anyway, let's keep moving. Going to be hanging up the garland over our bed, and again, I think I've decided that this is the last year that I'm going to use this garland. It is just too fake looking, and I tried to class it up this year with doing some velvet ribbons as opposed to like, you know, the pre-made little ones that you can buy at Walmart, like the big, you know what I'm talking about, like the like bow ribbons. I actually really grown attached to this style of ribbon. And then moving on over into Ivy's room, I'm gonna bring in these same Brooklinen cotton sheets that I have on our own bed. I just think that these look so cute with the quilt that she currently has on our bed from Brooklinen. And she was so excited to have a little Christmas bed. You could see her there helping me out there for a little bit. But yeah, it's always fun to bring Christmas into the girls' room a little bit. I never had that growing up, and I just think it's so fun and magical to have a little bit of Christmas in each one of the girls' room. I'm also bringing in a new vintage, antique, whatever you want to call it, quilted pillow here that you guys will see. And again, I'll tell you a little bit more about it in my Thriftmas video that I'm going to do. Actually, it's 2 weeks from now. And again, thank you so much to Brooklinen for kindly sponsoring today's video. Remember that right now Brooklinen is having their Black Friday sale, and all Brooklinen items are 25% off through November 29th. Use my link below and you can save up to 40% when buying their bundles, because you can stack their bundle deals with their Black Friday deal. This is your time to finally refresh your bedding or get a jump start on your holiday shopping, since this is their largest sale of the year. Hello everybody, and welcome back to my dining room in the bane of my and all of my family's existence. This dining room table covered in Christmas decorations. This haul has been out for, I'm not gonna lie, like 2 weeks now, and it's just been cluttering up our life. I've been trying to take things slow and not like overdo it, and in turn, our life has just gotten so chaotic. And so our goal today is to clear this table of all of the stuff, find out what I want to donate, and use what I'm going to keep. And I'm going to decorate our dining room here, as well as my favorite room to decorate in the house, which is our kitchen, which I just finally got all cleaned up. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm probably gonna like bring you guys up into the girls' rooms as well and do like a little bit of decorating up there. I probably won't go into too much because I don't need them to have more clutter in their life than they already try to accumulate. So we'll try to keep it pretty simple in there too. We're gonna get this place ready for our Christmas home tour, which will be coming up here really soon. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I am determined to get this done this video. No excuses. We are finishing up the decorating. Okay, so first glance, I'm seeing a lot of red. And like I said, I think we're gonna pull back on the red. Not that we're gonna get rid of it completely this year, but my goodness, we've got a lot. So I probably will wind up keeping these. I guess that these are usually what the girls wear when they help me decorating and stuff. Forgot that this year. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go through here and see what we are going to use this year and what we may not. Ooh, I forgot about these. Oh, I was just planning on using my curtains that I put up earlier because I feel like they kind of go with any season, but should I go with these instead? Maybe just for Christmas time. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. this day, while I was putting together our Christmas decorations, I actually wound up putting on a Christmas movie in the background. So I didn't really stop a whole lot to talk just because that was going on and I didn't want the background noise. So today will be a lot more of voiceover work. But yeah, you guys can see here that I'm putting together our little Christmas drapes. I feel like this just gives it a nice touch. You guys, I will tell you that I struggled this Christmas season more than I ever have before in the past. Usually I am just so excited, and I told y'all that I have just not been feeling good at all this whole season. I've just been so low energy, and so I really wanted to be gentle with myself and how I did this. I do find that taking things room by room as opposed to just taking over the entire house really did help alleviate some of the anxiety that I was feeling about all of this, because this is such a big job, as many of you know, especially when you're trying to record it for people online. It can feel like a lot of pressure, especially when I was hoping to kind of simplify this year. I was just thinking, oh my gosh, is anybody even going to want to watch this content? Are they going to think that this is too simple, that this is not worth watching? So for those of you who are here and have stayed around, thank you so much. That really does mean a lot to me. This year, I decided to integrate more of this like gold color as opposed to the red that I used last year. I actually did buy some burgundy ribbon that I like as well, but I just loved how this gold looked in our kitchen. And it's so funny, my friend was actually calling it my red rage that I had this year. The aversion that I had to red, and you guys will see that there's definitely red integrated throughout. I know that many of you feel very strongly about keeping red in Christmas, and I don't really feel strongly either way, but this year I did try to just keep it to very natural colors. So there are reds integrated, but I wanted them to be like more toned back. So last year I had like all of these poinsettias in my kitchen, and this year I decided to take all of them out and just use the gold. So I realized that within this whole time period of trying to put our house together, I really have had like a lot of anxiety, and I've realized that the effort that I'm putting into this is not like a surrendered or grace-driven effort like for the Lord, but I honestly was really just striving by my own strength. I was feeling like everything depended on me, and it was creating a lot of pressure, and I was working out of overwhelm. I was trying to bear the load as though it all just depended on me. It was this immense pressure that I don't feel like I was designed to bear, and despite my exhaustion, despite being overwhelmed, I just decided to press on anyway, determined that there was nothing that I wouldn't do to make it happen, and that the work would be worth it eventually, assuming that I would get it all done. But I'm realizing now that I need to surrender these things to the Lord and realize that the results are in God's hands. I need to rest in just His peace and His presence. And even if things don't turn out perfectly, I'm realizing so much that He needs to work so much in me in order to be able to work through me, and that I cannot do this all by my own strength. I told y'all that I have just not been feeling well lately, and I'm trying to prioritize and just figure out what's going on with my body. I need to trust that no matter what I do, whether it turns out just as I had hoped or whether it's a complete wreck, I need to still fully trust that He's working for His glory and for my good. I desperately need for Him to reveal to me when I am leaning on my own strength and my own understanding rather than trusting Him with all of my heart. His ways and understanding are infinitely above my own, and I need Him to help me go on my way even when I can't comprehend it. I have this temptation to be in control and be in charge of my life, but I need to mark my life with a surrendered effort and not worry about being a woman who simply gets things done, but I want to be a woman who does what matters, and that is working in a way that honors the Lord. Honestly, these jobs and tasks, they have not satisfied me. The only thing that has satisfied me lately is just running into His presence. I need to stop compartmentalizing my work ethic to my job and start treating every moment with kingdom potential.
Okay, so the kitchen is coming along nicely. I think that I'm actually done in here for now. So let's go ahead and move over into the dining room, and then we'll head up to the kids' rooms. Okay, and I might take it back. I know I said that the kitchen was my favorite room to decorate for Christmas, but the dining room might actually be my favorite room to decorate for Christmas. I love these ships here. They remind me of that song, I Saw 3 Ships Come Sailing In. I was actually singing it in the background of a lot of this footage, but thank God I got rid of all of it before I showed you guys. I'm not a bad singer, but y'all don't necessarily want to hear me sing. So as you guys saw, I also put the nativity and a big star behind it. And then for our hutch, I'm not gonna lie to you people, I did not film myself putting this together. Sometimes these things, I make so many different decisions and then I feel like I wasted time if I filmed myself doing the wrong thing. And so to save myself the grief, I just decided to do it completely off the camera. And then I just hung these 2 little wreaths on either side and then came over here to the top of our pantry. I found these wax candles on Amazon and I'm not gonna lie, they look way better when the batteries are brand new fresh. Like, I'm not kidding you. It's pretty obvious in the daytime here, as you can see, but at night, these are so convincing that they're candles. I really love them. If I can find the link, I'll put it below. But I'm hanging up this new wreath that I got this year, and I just wanted to keep it simple up here. It's not super easy to see for anybody who's shorter than 6 foot tall, so I try not to put too much effort into it. And then I'm bringing over this sweet Hoffman Beverages cart that I got from my friend Fallon a couple years ago. And I'm just gonna put this plant in here and just, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if that's the best place for it, but that's where we put it last year too. I also had this little sled and I had these skates. And you guys, I could not find out a way to make them work, and so I sold them. And I know that that was maybe kind of a rash decision, but I'm not kidding you, I am in a purging season. Like, I just want to get rid of everything I own right now, like even half my Christmas decorations. I'm telling you, I was feeling so overwhelmed and I was just like, why am I doing this to myself? And so this year, I really just put a little bit more effort into simplifying as much as possible. This stairway garland was awful. It literally took me so long. It kept falling down. I didn't include all of my failure attempts in here, but I really do love this faux cedar garland that I got from Hobby Lobby last year. I think it was a little bit pricey. I'm pretty sure that these were maybe like $40 or $50 a piece, which, I mean, to me that's really expensive, but I guess I'm making up for it because this year I have not bought a single new item. All I've bought this year is just whatever I've thrifted from different stores throughout the year, and I haven't even bought a single Christmas thing at all in maybe even 4 months. So I'm thinking that that might make up for the really expensive garland that I did last year. But you guys can see that I did put these red bows on it. This is probably the most red that you're gonna see in our house. I also covered these little pillows in these covers that I used on our couches last year, and then just added a few little red berries to this greenery that I put in the watering can. Our porch is still covered in fall stuff, and to be honest with you, it's gotten so cold that I just hardly want to spend time out here. So our porch may not be Instagram or YouTube worthy, but you know, I did a little bit and that's all you're gonna get. I am so happy that I made these decisions though to really go for it for Christmas time. We had our family over the other night and it just felt so nice to walk in and have like a sparkly, magical home. I think sometimes it's easy to get really overwhelmed when you see everything in the bins and everything's out on your tables and in piles. But I will say that although this was a really stressful year for me, it really paid off in the end. And I'm so thankful that I was able to give our girls this magical Christmas.
Mommy, look.
Oh my goodness.
I did this all right
Let's
now.
see. Let's show the camera. Ready? I'll turn to the side so it can see.
How about you just always do that? It's not as loud. How will it be on my lap? Okay. I'm showing it again. Your
Just
bed.
a little baby bed.
How did Rosie move it? Good.
Good.
Black
Awesome.
lamp.
Okay, Ruby, ready?
I
Get
wanna
nice
do
and
it.
tight.
Yeah. I gets to be in the video because she never witnessed a video before. Here's one.
And even though I did think about foregoing the girls' rooms this year just to save the energy, I am glad that I did it just because, like I said, so much of this is for them, and for them to be able to snuggle up in their beds with their Christmas lights on all night long is just so sweet and magical for them. They were excited to help me decorate their own rooms and the playroom up here. I'm so excited. Come Christmas time, we are going to have a bunch of family members come stay with us, and these beds are going to be filled with little cousins, and honestly, it didn't wind up taking all that long, and I think that the time that we put into it will definitely be worth it in the end. So they had a lot of fun. As you guys can see, I included a lot more red up here. Pretty much everything that I decided against downstairs, I just threw it all up into this room. Okay, so I think that's about all that I have in me today. I still need to do like the back porch, the side porch, the front porch. We got a lot of porches to do over here, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that done in this video. There's also a few other things that I would like to try to add in here where I think we're gonna do some like dried oranges and whatnot. But yeah, I think I'm actually gonna save those for the final home tour when you guys can see like everything. So yeah, thank y'all for joining me on today's Decorate With Me. I am so thankful that this job is over. This is always a huge task to complete every year, but it's so fun and festive and just wonderful whenever it's all up. Our girls love it. Y'all, I did wind up integrating a little bit more red than I had anticipated, but it's not bothering me. So we're gonna go ahead and stick with that. Anyway, next week is Thriftmas, where I'm gonna be showing you guys all of my favorite thrift finds that I found this year. It is a huge video. I know I like warned y'all about it a few videos back. So we've got that, and then the week after is our home tour. So can't wait, it's gonna be a blast. So thank you guys for joining me again this week. If you guys like this video, please let me know below. Also, quick question. How many bins do you guys have for your Christmas decorations? We have 3, but somehow it just feels like so much. I've heard people say that they have like 7. I don't know how y'all do this. This was like more than enough for me. Hello everybody, and welcome to our little country home. Listen, I know that most of us know each other here, but in case you are not familiar, my name is Kristen Hoffman. I'm a wife and a mom who loves thrifting, homemaking, and intentional living. And I've got 3 little girls. And today I'm gonna walk y'all through our little Christmas house, and we're gonna have some fun, okay? Oh goodness. All right, so here's the deal. Last year I recorded a Christmas video. I had some like voiceover stuff in it, but a lot of you guys requested a music only video. And so you know what? We're gonna do both this year, okay? Because I know that I'm not like always the most calming and soothing person. I just am who I am. I'm gonna make a nice, calming, soothing version of our home tour for you guys. And for those of you who just like wanna hang out, have a cup of coffee, like let's go through the Christmas house, okay? So let's get started. I think it's only appropriate to start in our entryway. Actually, no, let's do the porch. Let's start on the porch. Let's get the freezing cold part over. and then we will make our way into the house. All right, well, here we are starting in our front yard. We got some snow recently, which is kind of exciting. Don't mind any of the highway noises. But y'all, we have not got our Christmas lights on yet. Everybody else has theirs on except for us because it just got so cold here. Still have my corn husks on. You know, we're not perfect here. Okay, so literally a construction crew has showed up right as I'm filming the front porch. So, you know what? Y'all can see it in my other home tour video if you want to. Come on in, buddy. Because I'm just going to forget it. That just seems like a waste of time to try to film out there and talk. Meanwhile, there's like a giant construction truck literally right next to me. So we're gonna start here in the entry, okay? Okay, so out here I did bring these little pillow covers and just covered up the ones that we currently had out here. I feel like it looked pretty good. And then this greenery I had in this last year, but I decided to take these berries that I originally had on our garland and put them in here, and I love how it brings in the red. I would love to get like a wreath, like a real Christmas wreath right here, but yeah, I don't have that. We still have all of our dead mums out here. I also covered these little cushions with the same pillow covers that I have over here. And then you guys, I had this pretty wreath hanging right there, but it literally crashed down this morning, and this thing right here, you can see where the command strip was. I don't know why the painters didn't just take it off before they painted. The siding kind of bows right there, and so command strips do not like to stay on it. And then lastly over here, I just have our little Happy Holidays rug. This I got secondhand, and we've already used it for a couple years. It's looking a little beat up, but you know, isn't everything around this house. And then this cute little sled right here. For those of you who are concerned, our doorknob is still broken, but that's okay. We're able to open and close it. We have our old wreath right here. This is a boxwood wreath. I got this from the Goodwill outlet, actually. I waited and waited and waited to buy a boxwood wreath because I loved them so much, but they were so expensive. I finally bit the bullet, and then like 2 weeks later, I found another one at the Goodwill outlet. So that is this one. And you can see that I just tied it up with a little red ribbon. I didn't use a ton of red this Christmas, but I did use it on our front porch area, and so I thought it was appropriate here. And I just tied up one of these little brass horns. You guys know that I had a couple of these last year. I had them on the wall, but I don't know, I didn't love how bare they seemed, and so this year I put them on our wreaths, and I love how they turned out here. So coming on over in here, I have our little nativity scene here with Jesus and Mary and Joseph and some wise men. And I tried to make it like a little scene, you know what I mean? Like, so I was thinking about this like little baby fern as being like the palm trees, and this is actually the star that we used to have on top of our tree that I love so much. It's from Hearth and Hand, and we've had it on our tree for years and years, but I didn't love that it didn't light up. Like, I guess growing up I always had a tree topper that like lit up and was kind of like the star of the whole tree, and I liked this one. It's like some kind of metal with like brass tips, but I thought it was a pretty addition to this nativity because obviously the star that guided the shepherds and the wise men, it's kind of a big deal, you know, so I decided to include that in here. I have it on top of our little Bible here, and then I also just have a couple of like Christian books, and then Stories for Christmas by Charles Dickens. So that is our little desk area. This is actually where I do all of my production for making my videos. And then right next to me is our Christmas tree. So the light can be a little bit intense in here in the morning, so sorry if this is really backlit, but I thought I would just give you a couple of close-up shots of some of our sweet ornaments. Most of these are thrifted. I guess I got these from Target last year, but these bulbs are all vintage glass, which, you know, is a bold choice when you have 3 small kids. But yeah, I just wanted to go with like a lot of like natural materials, brasses. I've got these like little horns. Y'all, most of this is thrifted, honestly. Got these little pine cones and walnuts here. I have my new little Christmas ornaments that I found at the Goodwill outlet this year, which I was really excited about those. I just love anything that looks like traditional, that you don't know how old it is, besides this thing. But you guys know that we let our kids decorate the tree with us. So, you know,
things are not always perfect on our tree. It's not like a designer tree by any means. You know, we've got random nutcrackers just laying around here, but we love it. And the girls had so much fun putting this together with us this year. So I thought I would just give you guys a little peek into it. So, oh my gosh, y'all, this is, you know, this is a real life home tour. Over here on the door, I just have some brass bells that I got at an estate sale last year, and then these little mittens that I found at the Goodwill outlet. Gosh, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, but I just set them there. I always try to put things together that makes sense. So I would think that you would put your gloves on as you were to leave outside. So even though I don't actually wear them. And then over on this side of the tree, Josh has already started wrapping a couple of gifts. I don't know why he wrapped it in bug. Oh, didn't mean to leave that one in there, but that's okay. So we keep our wrapping paper right here in this little basket. And then we've got our antique chair that I love so much with these new little cushions that I found at Goodwill outlet this year. And then Josh just bought me this plant. I don't know how I feel about it, but I thought I would prominently display it to make him happy. Here's our new little rusty crusty bucket that I brought in this year. I just thought it was a good little spot for it. And then honestly, I've just been keeping our ribbon in here so that when we do need to wrap presents, we can just grab stuff. We don't have to go all the way down to the basement to grab our supplies. And this was actually a gift from my friend Fallon. She also found it at the Goodwill outlets. And isn't that like so sweet and perfect for our family? Love it. Okay, so moving over to the stairway, I did use these red ribbons that I've had for years. I am planning on eventually making some more dried oranges to put up this, but you know what? That's gonna be a project for, you know, mid-December or something. And you guys probably aren't gonna see it because I'm actually taking a break after I film these videos because I have not been feeling well, as I've told you guys, and I think that my body really needs to rest. So I just got these garlands last year at Hobby Lobby. Y'all, I haven't gone to Hobby Lobby at all this year. I haven't bought a single new Christmas decoration, and I'm very proud of myself. And then these bells, I actually got them off of Facebook Marketplace last year, and I thought I hid this cord better, but it must have come out. Okay, that's slightly better. That's the best I can do though, people, okay? Up here, I just decided to keep it super simple. Y'all, I got these like really cool wax flameless candles that I love. I'll see if I can link them below. I need to figure out how to do affiliate links because you guys, I'm such a dinosaur when it comes to being like an influencer. But I have these antlers that I've had for a really long time, and I just try to keep it kind of like green right here. And then I would love a little bit more of red transferware, but this is the only piece I have. So I figured I would just proudly display that little guy right there. And then coming down here, I've got this old Christmas Santa hanger that I got from New Life Thrift a couple years ago. And then this new wreath that I thrifted for $15, which is not a great price, but you know what? At the time, I was really excited for Christmas, and you know, I bought it and I like it. So our table scape, if you want to call it that, this year is just super simple. I just decided to bring in some like traditional oranges. I was looking up like primitive design, and a lot of times they would have oranges with like little designs on them with cloves. Well, you know what, guys, I don't have that kind of time or patience. And so I just threw some old pine stuff that I had. It's not my favorite one. This one has sparkles in it, unlike the ones that are in our kitchen, which I like better. But I just honestly, I liked it. I liked how it turned out. I just had this little copper and brass candle in here that I can't remember what the scent is, but it's a Christmas scent. And I thought that this turned out like kind of simple and lovely. And so I am not mad about it at all, especially with our new table that we put together this year. Thank you guys for all of your encouragement on that, by the way. Mama needs it. And then moving over here, I have our cute little hutch. So you guys, I didn't do a whole lot on the top. I did decide to keep all of our hydrangeas, like our dried ones that are around here from fall, because honestly, they're still on the trees around here. So I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna keep them. So up here, I just have the two little candles, and I've got these two super simple wreaths with this like nice gold ribbon. Last year I had fairy lights like on everything. I would have had fairy lights on this. I would have had fairy lights on these. I had them up like hanging in our light fixtures. just everywhere. And this year I decided to just kind of like cut it back because honestly, I just didn't have the time or patience for it. And in here, I didn't show you guys when I put this all together just because I was so exhausted. But I just have a few things here. Just some red books. Like I said, I'm not like a huge red person, but I will bring it out for Christmas time. And a few of the kind of old transferware and ironstone pieces that I have right here. And yeah, it's just super simple this year. Whoops, I didn't mean for you guys to see all these. But I just had some little mini skates for kids that I put in here. Our girls got these last year. You just put little votives in them and they make them twirl. But yeah, that's all I have for our Christmas hutch. It is not nearly as extensive as some of our other seasons, but does the trick. And then down here I have our little sled. So I'm so bummed because I tried putting our larger ice skates on this and it just wasn't working, and so I sold them. And the lady who came and picked them up, she was like, I'm so surprised that you're not using them on your sled that's out front. So you can see that I have it right here, and now I feel like a darn fool that I sold these skates. But you guys, I can't keep everything. I think that's what I'm learning lately is that like, even though the skates that I had, I really liked, like I felt like they were perfect with our decor. If I don't have a spot that I feel like it really works, I just gotta let it go. Like I can't keep everything. So that is my lesson there. So moving on over here, we've got our little tree. This is like basically, this and one other little tree that I have are the only ones with fairy lights on them. And you guys can see that I wrapped it in just this little cloth that I have. And then over here, I've got my little postcard pillow on our cute little chair that I love so much. Decided to not really mess with this whole area at all, other than our new curtains that are too short, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Right here, I've got our little couch with the quilt on it that I told you guys about. That was so cool. Somebody said that they actually have this exact quilt. It is not an antique, I'll tell you that. But it's got kind of a cool shape, and I felt like it was perfect for Christmas time. And then over here, I brought in this little radio flyer sled. We actually asked for a radio flyer sled the year that I got this, and this guy came with the other radio flyer sled as like a free gift or whatever. So I thought it was pretty cute, just like nice and simple with a little candle in it. And then moving over this way, yeah, I told you the sun is intense right now. Again, just keeping things really simple over here for Christmas this year, y'all, because I ain't having it. I can't do all the elaborate stuff all the time. On this coffee table, I just kept it super simple. I kept my hydrangeas from fall, and then all I did was just add in this little votive candle that is so sweet and precious, and I've had it for forever and it still goes with my decor. We've got all of our little Christmas quilts folded up in our basket here. You guys, this rug really does work well with Christmas, I will say. I don't know if I love it for like every day, but it's looking really great right now. And then Amy from Our Thrifty Life over on Instagram, she actually gifted me with these really pretty candle holders. You guys saw that I put ribbons on our other ones. I was just excited to test these out, and I'm loving them. She thrifted them. I saw them on there and I told her how much I loved them, and she sent them over to me as a gift, which I thought was so precious. And then we've got our little fireplace that is rolling right now. This is just like a cheapo little fireplace from Walmart that's like 75 bucks. And yeah, you guys were with me when I put this all together. This thing was like awful. I was like not about the lights. Like I was feeling so overwhelmed when I put this on. And I will say that at night when we walk in and you see all of the Christmas lights lit up in our home, it is super magical. So I am glad that I did put up the lights on all of these places, because I don't know if it would have been the same. So I am taking back what I said, and I'm actually pretty glad that I kept these on. So you guys can see these pretty brass bells. I actually picked these up at like a little flea market thing this past year. And then I've got a couple of antique books that I showed you in my thrift haul a couple weeks ago. And then here is this guy that I just love. It has a little nativity scene in here. And I still haven't gotten candles, but when these are lit, it should make this thing move on its own. I've got this nice winter scene that I've had up for years and years. this guy that I actually don't have lit right now, but I don't know if I've shown him to you, but he is, oh man, I don't know if I should do this one-handed, but his legs come off and then you put incense inside of him and the smoke comes out through his like little pipe in his mouth and everything. So this is really cool. This was a gift from Josh that I love. I love this kind of like German design. This advent calendar was a gift from my sister this year. And yeah, I think that this might be our last year with this little tree though. It's looking pretty fake compared to everything else that we have. Oh, looks like Rosie put a little pine cone back here. I have this plug right here that I was thinking that I was gonna plug this into, but then the Christmas lights had this like awkward tension where it was like pulling it down and then there's like a strand of lights that were pulling to it and it was really obvious. So I felt like it was less obvious to have them wrap around the back of the fireplace and then plug in right here. So this is like, you guys, this thing needs a paint job for real. But I thought that it just looked a little bit better and I tried to kind of cover it up with this guy, but this is like maybe one of the worst decisions that I've made, putting this outlet on top of this fireplace, but you know, we all make bad decisions sometimes, don't we? And down here I have just my little cross-stitch Santa that I love so much. I'm not always a huge Santa fan, but if he has a nice face, I'll do it. Oh, and okay, I don't want to forget, but over here I do have our sweet little nativity scene. I like it because it can sit in front of our TV. Like I feel like it's in a very prominent spot, but it doesn't necessarily block the television. And then here is that cute little sled that I love so much. And then a little trumpet candle holder with no candle in it. But I'm not gonna lie, this one may end up replacing my radio flyer if I ever decide to get rid of one someday. And coming into our room, you guys know that we like to keep it pretty simple in here. We are loving this bedding. I seriously just loved how this turned out. And then again, I think that this might be our last year with this garland. It is pretty, I don't know, it's just not like nice. You know, it's one of my many thrifted things around this house. And I think I'm deciding that maybe next year I'm gonna go ahead and like put the money in to buy a nicer garland to put on here. But I do love these little gold bows that I used this year. And I do like having a little sparkle in our room at night. It looks really sweet. And then coming over here, again, I kept things really simple. This candle holder never wants to like stay straight. I just have this little brass reindeer, a little picture of us in our bed with Rosie when she was first born, and then just a few little green things, and that's about it. And our last thing is just this second antique chair that I have that actually matches the one that is out here. I use that second little cushion that we got from the Goodwill outlet here, and then just have this little winter painting up here. Okay, so let's head on out through the living room. Oh, I forgot about Ivy's room. Okay, I have to tell you something. Ivy had an accident in this bed this morning, and I do not have the time before I needed to get this filmed to change out her bedding. So if you see like a slight dark spot on her bed, it's what you think it is. Usually she has a pad under her, but to be honest with you, I actually was planning on filming this entire video yesterday and I ran out of time. I was so exhausted and feeling so sick. I fully got myself like all ready. I got our house 99% there and I could not do it. So I took her waterproof pad off of her bed. And of course, the night that I take her waterproof pad off the bed is the night that she has an accident. So I'm just gonna roll through here real quick and just show you, we've got this sweet little quilt right here, this precious little quilted pillow that I love so much. And I just put a little wreath on there and called it good. There's a couple other little things in here. I've got this lantern right here that I've had for a long time, thrifted it a million years ago. And I just put a little red quilt on here to kind of bring in that Christmas feel, and then just have some cranberries, and that's the extent of Ivy's room. So take a quick glance at it. Don't look at the pee stain. And let's move on. Let's go to the kitchen. All right, and into another very well-used area of our house. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Last night we made chicken parmesan and Ivy was tossing mozzarella at the chicken with the spaghetti sauce on it, and it splattered tomato sauce all over our tablecloth. And again, I didn't have time to wash it before I started on this video. So you guys, again, are getting real life Christmas over here. So I told you guys that that other pine needle garland stuff that I have over there has sparkles on it. Thankfully, this kind doesn't. I got all of this at the Goodwill outlet. I just found it all in a bin. And then I added this little gold bow to our utensils crock. I added the same gold bow. This is the boxwood that I originally bought, the nicer one. And because it's not as sun damaged, I keep it inside. But again, use the same kind of like brass little horn on here. It's not super visible, but I have like a little plaid wool blanket up there. Don't look too close at it though, because when we moved, a mouse ate a hole through it. But it's such a nice blanket, and it's so, like, it looks perfect when it's all folded up, and I just didn't have the heart to throw it away. What is wrong with me? I don't even know. Over here, this must have come from our Christmas tree, but I just have a little Better Homes and Gardens cookbook, which I thought the red and white was really sweet. Like I said, we're trying to just keep the red and white pretty subtle around here. And then I just bring this garland all the way around our entire kitchen, and I just put a strand of lights behind it. And we just keep that lit all the time. Up here is where I keep all my Christmas mugs. This is the one that I got from that garage sale this year from World Market. Little ironstone one, my Santa one, and then this sweet little cardinal one that I thrifted this year. So I don't have a ton of Christmas mugs, but what I do have, I try to show you guys. And then I brought in this little cardinal stained glass thing. I've had this, I don't even know where this came from. This was like this was inherited from somebody. And then I just brought in these little green and white curtains. And yeah, there's not a ton for our kitchen other than these pretty Seasons Greetings glasses that I found this year that are nice and tall, and they match the ones that are up here. And again, sorry, this is a working household, so 2 of these are in the dishwasher right now. Over here, I just hung this little swag, and again, put the nice little gold ribbon on it. I threw a little brass horn into this basket. This is the one that Ruby was like blowing the whole entire video as I was decorating. Over here, I just have a little red and white towel, and then our sweet little Currier and Ives plates that are precious. I've had these for years and years and years. And then over here, I just put a couple gold bells and this little brass horn again that I attached this greenery to, and then another gold ribbon. And then going into the bathroom, I just threw some red berries in with this guy that is always on our door. I threw a little wreath on here, and then I don't even know what's going on over here. I just kind of threw this together, but it's just this old little stitched painting, and then I threw this like pine garland on it. I like this, but it doesn't really go with anything else in our house, so that's kind of why I decided to put it in the bathroom, because it doesn't have to match anything. And then I have this sweet little linen stocking. This was from Cami from Tidbits blog. She gave it to me when I went and stayed at her house. It's this pretty green color. I know it's not super obvious in this terrible light in this bathroom, but it is so cute. And then I actually got this frankincense and myrrh. This is called a Zoom bar. It was a gift that we got this year, and it smells so good. It makes this entire bathroom smell amazing. All right, and coming upstairs, we're gonna check out the girls' rooms. You wanna show them?
Let me mine.
Yours first? Okay. You wanna show them your Christmas room? Oh, okay.
That's it. We're gonna go in your room.
All right, we're gonna go in Ruby's room. Wow, beautiful. You wanna tell them about your little Christmas room?
My mom put this one in bed to make it like a little Christmassy. And then she put red ones in the playroom. We could also make like a train in here.
That'd be cute.
I could like look out here in case I want to see if Santa is already full of snow.
It is full of snow.
At Christmas, I was thinking the day where there's like all the snow and our house was like fully white. I was really thinking I could do a snow angel.
You should do a snow angel. We only did a little bit in the girls' room. Mostly we just put these little garland with the lights on, and I just have it on all day and all night. And honestly, we can't find the timer for it. And honestly, I feel like that's all they really need. Rosie, you want to show them yours in your room too?
I have a lot of the stuff, or like the decorations in my room, because like Well, where would we put that?
That's true. We moved everything that's usually in front of the front window up here so that we can make room for the Christmas tree. You guys can see some of the snow outside. But again, in the girls' rooms, we really like to keep it pretty simple for Christmas time.
Yeah.
Looking cute. All right, and then finally in the playroom, we kept things super simple back here. I thought that this horse looked kind of cute right here. I love this horse for Christmas time. We just added in these little wooden bead garlands. Rosie and I put these together, and then I did find a use for these red cushions. I thought that using these really tied in the poinsettias and the garland nicely, and I even put a few poinsettias into the girls' tree. So I'm sure that many of you guys have little trees like this in your house. We let the girls pick out one of their own ornaments each year, and oftentimes they don't really look good with anything else in our house, so I just let them put them all on this little tree. So I think it looks pretty cute. But yeah, we're excited to have our cousins come stay with us at Christmas time, huh? Yeah, Ruby's always got an apple.
They're my favorite.
Oh, and I almost forgot, over here on our little guest bed that is not quite put together, we have just a little red pillow and a green blanket. All right, everybody. Well, that pretty much does it for our home tour this year. Y'all, I am a liar. I told you that I was gonna do the back porch, the side porch, and like in the back porch, there's a little tree back there. There's like some pillow covers and whatnot. But the place in general is a mess. It just looks terrible. And like I said, I haven't been feeling great. And so I'm trying to do myself a favor and just not, if it's not absolutely necessary. It's freezing cold back there. The side porch is full of like backpacks and all kinds of other junk. I'm just like, you know what? I don't need to kill myself for a Christmas video. So we just didn't do those. Maybe I'll show you guys at some point if we get some lights on the outside of our house, but maybe I won't either, But if y'all are still with me, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being here on my home tour. And if there's something that really caught your eye, I would love to know. Let me know in the comments below. So I will probably have one more video this year, and then I will be taking my break. I know that I usually take a break every January, but because I'm really not feeling well, I'm taking it early because, why? Like, why push myself when I'm not feeling well? So I'm gonna be taking a break here soon, so you guys look out for my next video, and it's actually gonna be like a really big one. We have like a huge thing to tell you. Many of you have requested to hear Josh sing again. And so I thought that maybe he could sing a little Christmas song since it's Christmas time.
I could probably do that.
Okay. So after we make a little announcement, we'll bring out the guitar and y'all can hear him sing again. We'll do like a little Christmas song for you. But I guess we should just get started and let y'all know that we're having another baby. Number 4. Are you gonna have a baby brother or sister?
Baby buddy.
A baby brother, okay.
Oh,
I don't think the girls have ever wanted a brother, and this time I think they're all rooting for brother, so we'll see what happens. I think I want a sister.
Of course.
But that's just because it's gonna make life easier.
That is true.
It would just make life so much easier if we just had another girl. But that's okay. Anyway, so that's been like a big reason why many of you have guessed this already, because I've been so tired, feeling so sick, and it has ruined the holiday season for me. Honestly, I feel bad because I was really excited about Christmas time. We were not expecting to get pregnant at this time.
I can't figure out how it keeps happening.
We were trying for like months and months and months and months and had like no luck. And so finally I was like, you know what, babe? I do not want to be pregnant at Christmas time. It's so much work with all of the like decorating, especially like in fall. I had like that table project that I wanted to get done, and then we had all of the decorating videos and hauling bins and just stuff and sorting through. It was just so much like physical labor that I was like, absolutely not. I don't want to get pregnant right now. And so let's go ahead and we're going to give it a break and we'll pick up maybe like next spring or something. So I love having spring babies. Both of our girls are born in March, the oldest, and then she was born in May because didn't work out that third time. So we were gonna go ahead and try to maybe have another spring baby the following year, but surprise, we found out that we were having another one. So we just got to the doctor for the first time yesterday and we were able to see the baby on the ultrasound.
We're only having one.
Only one. I was so terrified that
We're slightly nervous.
I don't know if I could have handled two. That would have been a lot. So, I mean, not that I wouldn't love it, but I am nervous about finding a babysitter for you guys. So Josh and I, we are involved in a lot of stuff and we rely heavily on our sweet family members and neighbors and stuff. And you can find people to take care of 3 kids pretty easy. Taking care of 5 kids might be kind of a lot. And so, I mean, we would have been so grateful if we had had 2, but I was so relieved when we saw that it was just 1.
You see it, little baby.
Babe, it's just 1. At least so far.
Yeah.
Looks like just 1.
Yes, just 1. Thank goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Handsome.
Look.
This is the 4th time that you literally cannot believe it. It's amazing. Little arms. Oh, so cute. This is a little baby.
What do you think about that? Is it a cute baby? Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that would.
This is probably gonna be our last one. We're like, okay, I think 4 is not enough. I know that many of you guys have been with us for years now, and many of you know that I usually take a break in January. I use it kind of as a season of rest and just kind of also using it as like an offering to the Lord of like taking a step back and not always relying on my own efforts and like trusting that He would provide in that season. And I fully anticipate doing the same thing this year. We do like a fast as a church also during that time.
21-day fast.
Yeah, but this year, because I have been feeling so sick, so y'all, every pregnancy I've had has been horrific. It's been so bad. First trimester is just the worst. And this baby has been no different. It's been, I feel like it's the worst. I feel like they're all the worst thing I've ever experienced. And then this time around, I was like, no, this is the worst it's ever been. Anyway, I just want to thank y'all for staying with me. I am so grateful because I feel like the Lord has really blessed these last few videos. You guys have been super wonderful down in the comments, just being really engaging. That really helps my videos like with the algorithm. But the Lord has just blessed them and you guys have really showed up for us. And that has made it worth all of the horrible days that I had trying to make all of these videos for you these past few weeks. I was extremely low energy. And I think I told you guys at one point, I fully prepared for a house tour and then I felt so sick the day that I got everything ready that I literally just had to curl up in a ball on the couch. And Josh has been so sweet and encouraging, helping me to like know when to take a break. And he's been like running this house. Let me just like shed some light on this man. He's been carrying our entire family, doing so much. Even in the mornings, usually I wake up really early and I've been so exhausted lately. I've like literally slept through taking the girls to school. I've been so tired. And so he's been like running this house. And so I'm so grateful for you, baby.
Thanks, sweetie. You're tough. Don't
Listen,
let anyone think that you are not tough and that you are not you're handling this really well, even in being exhausted and not feeling well. You're a champ. So I'm proud of you also.
I'm trying over here. And then this one is with us constantly.
Yeah.
And she's 2, so she's a lot of work right now. A lot of work. Anyway, it's funny because yesterday I finally had a break between like uploading videos and before, like there was like a little mini tiny break between me uploading everything I had before and then us recording this video. And I was just so excited. I was like, babe, today I get to just be a mom. I don't have to worry about, editing video or responding to emails or doing anything with YouTube. I get to just like care for my family. I get to tackle all of this laundry that never actually got done yesterday. And I got to like go to the doctor's office and just do like normal mom things. And I know that it sounds silly. It probably seems like that's a lot of what I do around here from what you guys see on YouTube, but so much of my time is taken up by YouTube and just all of the back end stuff with that. And so because I was feeling so sick, I decided to give myself a break and start my like month-long break in December as opposed to starting it in January. So I'm planning on going mid-December through mid-January. Depending on how I feel, I may pick up mid-January and actually start my videos at that time, or I may just start working on my videos at that time, which means that maybe my first video will come out like at the end of January or maybe like first week of February. I'm not sure how that's gonna look yet, but we're gonna see how the family's doing, how I'm feeling, and I'm just really looking forward to having this season to just be with you guys and not be doing all this. So should we move on to a little song and we can wrap up?
Sure.
Okay, y'all. Josh is gonna sing you a song. I might sing with him, but just don't listen to me. Just only listen to him. Here, Daddy's gonna play a song. You want to sit with me while he sings?
Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come, ye Lord, come ye to Bethlehem. Oh, come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore in Christ the Lord. We'll sing choirs of angels, singing exaltation. Oh, sing all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God, oh, glory in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord.
So Joseph also went up to the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house in the line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger because there was no guest room available for them. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger." Suddenly, a great company of the heavenly host appeared with the angel, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest heaven, and on earth peace to those on whom his favor rests." When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about." So they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby, who was lying in the manger. And when they had seen them, they spread the word concerning what had been told to them about this child. And all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them. But Mary treasured up all things and pondered them in her heart. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen, which were just as they had been told. "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace."
Merry Christmas.
Good job.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Jingle bells. Jingle bells. Jingle bells.
Dingle bells. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us today in our little announcement. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys next year. Love y'all.
Bye.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for days of old lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend, and here's a hand of thine. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this video. I'm so excited to celebrate this season when our Savior was born. So anyway, that's my cue. Merry Christmas, everyone. Bye.